right. So in Lacuna, we are talking about a dystopian near future in which there is a government agency who thinks they have found a way to eliminate violence and crime based on violence. And you are what are called mystery agents at blue clearance, which means you are just above the trainees. You have finished your training and are now given blue level clearance to go on missions, mystery missions. And the mystery mission means that you lie down. This is actually a little bit like chaotic now that I think about it. Um, Jared didn't know chaotic when he did this game. But you will lie down and be strapped in and subjected to artificial sleep, and you will be projected into Blue City, which is a collective area that's not inside any one person's mind, but you will encounter characters from other people's sleeping minds or minds. It's the city of the collective unconscious, and you may want to avoid going into the deep blue regions, so called, of Blue City, and you should beware of what are suspected to be agents of a foreign power who also can get into Blue City. They are called the Spider-Men, and they look like that. Um, and your job is to identify. Oh, hey, Odin. Your job is to identify these hostile personalities, and it's actually pretty easy for you to find the hostile personality because that person is also lying on a slab next to you, and they too have been inserted into Blue City. The hope being that you can bring them into contact with the Lacuna device. Using the Lacuna device, you are going to be able to help them lose their memories, lose their personalities, so that they will awaken a refreshed and non-violent individual. Um, the you will have contact with control, a person who is speaking from the waking world, who you can talk to. But of course you can trust control about everything. Control is probably one of your mentors. It says there who your mentor is, like Special Agent, you know, Special Agent Baxter or some Senior Agent Baxter or something like that. But I will point out that more than one of you has one of the characters I have there. More than one characters has a mentor who has been killed. Some of the mentors have even gone mysteriously missing in Blue City, but I didn't roll any of those. So yes, you are familiar with the appearance of a violent criminal who has been put on this slab next to you. In fact, that's the slang name for it, the slab. And you're going to go into Blue City and try to get along there until you can find the hostile personality and use the Lacuna device on them. And I believe, I'm trying to remember if they describe the Lacuna device, very mysterious rulebook. But I think, right? The Lacuna device, I think, is highly experimental. The first, here we go. Yes. Right. Okay. Um, using the techniques, right? You need to uh, to subdue the hostile personality and tell control to activate the Lacuna device. That's how you will do the procedure. I also think that you should know the Lacuna device, as I say, is very experimental. The first people to benefit from this encountered the Lacuna as a phenomenon in Blue City. The Lacuna device is supposed to be able to implement it. But it's worked so much that now there are no more prisons in the country. This is done routinely. Well, a lot now. So there's lots of people walking around who were terribly, terribly violent, but who are now excellent citizens, wonderful people. Um, so, anyway, welcome to your first mission. And indeed, it is Senior Agent Baxter, um, a woman who's one of your. I mean, you'll have to pick characters. You can grab a character at random. There's 4 there, so let me know. Um, let me know which seems like fun for you. All right, here is how the game works. When you need to make a resolution roll of some kind, you will be using force, talent, instinct, or access. Force is for physical things, talent is for skilled things, instinct is for intuitive things or fast reactions, and or to recognize something as wrong. And access is if you want information from control. And so the system works with 6-sided dice, just ordinary dice, and you will note that, for example, your force is rated with something. It's a minus or a 0 or a plus. And each of your abilities are like that. And I have a little key down there at the bottom of the character. So let's say you have a 0 in something you want to use. You will simply roll 3 6-sided dice and tell me the result. You want to get a 10 or higher as the basic success. So if you have, for example, a minus, you will roll 4 dice, but you will take the 3 worst dice. Does that make sense? There's a little, just follow the little key down there, and I hope it works during play. The important thing is that if you, if whenever you roll, you are going to take that number that you rolled and you're going to add it to your heart rate. You will begin at your resting heart rate. If you are inside your target heart rate, then you will get the benefits that are listed there. Right? You will, in other words, 2 of your abilities, 2 of your scores will be increased. If you are inside your target heart rate. Inside your maximum heart rate, no adjustment. But if you go over your maximum heart rate, your agent is probably having a heart attack up there in the waking world on the slab. And furthermore, if you you can try to bring down your heart rate if you want to, as an action, which is here. If you're not in a stressful situation, you can make a talent roll, and whatever you roll, you can subtract from your current heart rate, right? So you can bring it down if you are not in a stressful situation. But if you've gone over your maximum heart rate, that can't happen. What's fun is that your agent in the dream world doesn't know this. You the player know that they're in danger, but they know it, they're probably going to be notified, agent, you're over your maximum heart rate, but you still function normally in the game world, right? In the dream world. So you can basically wake up dead, potentially. Or if you die up there, you'll probably disappear here, we think. Okay, so that then has been, there's a couple of other things. You'll be getting challenge points based on your roles, which are easy to get, and you can spend them for temporary bonuses. So we'll just keep an eye on challenge points as they roll in and as they roll out. I have the expenditures on there for your bonuses if you want to spend challenge points. And also, there are permanent upgrades. If we were playing long term, you might want to save challenge points for a permanent boost to your agent, but that's not relevant here. So, the person on the slab is a well-muscled male with tattoos that say things like, "Oh, I killed my mama. Where's yours?" Or pictures of particularly disturbing imagery on them, and has a big mustache, one of those, so so that person is sleeping peacefully like a baby on the slab, and you are enjoined to go in and try to find the hostile personality and subdue them long enough so that you can call for the Lacuna device to be activated. And try not to die. Everybody getting the idea? I hope. All right. Well, it's been a long time since I've done this, and there are certain interesting things about this. So you are going to open your eyes in the interesting landscape of Blue City, which is not blue, but is gray stone and brick city. Very, very urban. If there are any little parks, then they are kind of bare and functional, but not exactly attractive. There's a wind that comes around the corners. There is a white gray sky with you can't tell, there is no sun, so it would be like heavy cloud cover. And there are people with hats and overcoats, usually, or very traditional 20th century looking outfits, moving up and down the street or going in and out of what would be building, in and out of buildings, and an occasional, not very common, but an occasional car of archaic design slowly moving along the street. And so you have been briefed on Blue City, and you might actually have been here on training runs before. Now, each player needs to make an access roll. And I also, let's see, here we go. The primary agent, we need to say. Right. See if I can find. One of you will be designated the primary agent, and calling home, access will end blue. Okay. Right. I see. you can't just talk to control. You actually have to get to a telephone or a radio in Blue City. That's when you can talk to control. And right. Target number nominal. Okay. You can try it without it, but it's kind of hard. If you use telephones or radios, then it's much easier. So you can do it without it, but it's hard. Okay. Then I'm trying to find the part about the primary agent. Okay. So, Helma, you are playing which agent?
Provost.
Provost. All right. Provost is now looking around on a city block of Blue City, and there are people crossing the street. Their behavior seems to be kind of boring or uninteresting until you look a little closer, and then things become a little bit more active, and you can realize that people are having a conversation, or it's a little bit more animated if you pay attention. And so that means, Henna, let's have you make an access roll to see where Fuller gets to. So if you look at your access, you'll know how many dice to roll, and I will look at my little chart for the results of a die roll. These access rolls do not increase your heart rate because this is just getting in, and it's not really an action of yours.
Yeah. Okay, so you count them together, I
Yes.
guess. So then it's 10.
Okay, you get what is called a nominal success, which is good. It means you do succeed, and the result is that you do not immediately see Provost, but you're not lost. You can. Oh wait, no, sorry. Nominal success means that they wind up right next to the primary agent. Oh well, that was easy. Bummer. I was kind of hoping for getting separated, but so here's Fuller. And here's Provost, and you two know that you have arrived in Blue City. And you are fortunate in that to find this person, they will look like themselves. They will look like themselves. However, they are a hostile personality, and in the dream, if they are triggered or become violent, then they can be they won't look like themselves. I can tell you that much. Okay, so, but it's not like they're in disguise or something. You're looking for a guy with mustache and tattoos. So, in that case, now it's time for you to use your skills and instincts and your ability to find information and your general observational abilities to look for this person. How are you going to find a person in this city?
Okay, I don't know. Like this says here that speculates about alien life. Like what's that supposed to mean?
It just means that all of your agents are just
profession.
all of your agents have a little bit of personality. It just gives you something to do.
Yeah.
In the game,
okay.
in the game, it's the
So I
one
can choose
thing you get to make up about your agent. Everything else is rolled. So I made it up for you just so we could play. But if we were playing, you would roll all these dice to come up with your character's age and heart rates and everything, and every other detail you see there, like who their mentor is and everything. But then you would pick a quirk, some strange thing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But it can mean basically like whatever, and I don't
Right.
have to know like what exactly it means.
Absolutely correct.
I can choose it myself.
That's right.